Justin Wu. I'm with Braintree and PayPal. Anyone not heard of PayPal before? Right? No, I'm sure everyone has. Braintree, we're a company under PayPal that does payments. Really, what we do is, no, okay. We give you the ability. Sorry, let me just make sure that I can. There we go. All right, so we just give you the ability to accept with a simple checkout form, Apple Pay, Android Pay, Bitcoin, Venmo, credit cards, and PayPal. So that's what Braintree basically does, makes payments easy. But I'm here to talk about making payments fun. Anyway, I'm really a payments geek here. I love payments. I love making it fun. But this talk really is just a sort of a series of bad jokes here. I'll tell you a first joke here. So because I'm a payment geek and because I'm in fintech, I love that I can actually tell these jokes here and people hopefully will get it. A credit card firm walks into a bar. He says to the bartender, I've been having a hard time meeting people. The bartender says, wait, aren't you supposed to be good at generating interest? Get it? Right? I know it's really bad. Thank you. End of my no, not end of my presentation, but don't worry, you just got 13 more minutes of these jokes to bear with me. Again, the title of this talk is supposed to be a credit card firm walks into a bar, but it's really just a series of bad jokes by Justin Wu. The reason why I like to joke about it is payments online today, right? Does anyone remember these pages, GeoCities, like circa 1989 or 1995? Anyone remember the time of GeoCities? I'm sure you guys remember that, right? But it's funny, right? You see a lot of payment pages that kind of look like this. Right, I'll give you an example, and I apologize if anyone made any of these payment pages. I'm just calling them out to learn from them, and hopefully let me help you work and make it better, right? So there's this page here called pay.gov. It's a government webpage. You can actually pay to reduce the government debt. But it looks like this, and again, I swear this is live, and this is the mobile website. Again, if you use your iPhone and go to this webpage, it'll look like this. So in order to pay, you go to this page, and then you need to scroll left and more, just to submit money here. And then there's a bunch of warning text below, which is very difficult to read. But pages still look like this. And then like someone like me is just like, hey, I want to, well, maybe not the government, but I want to give other people a lot of money. And they just don't allow me. They make it so difficult that you want to like throw your credit card or just, you feel like it's easier for me to just mail you some cash, right? So really, Justin thinks merchants do to make paying online difficult. Again, GeoCities style like this. One company I think revolutionized it was like, anyone taken Uber before? Everyone's taken Uber, right? But the great thing about Uber is that you can just like walk out. You don't really need to pay, right? I mean, to me, I think that's just like revolutionary, right? And instead, like a lot of taxi companies, they're thinking of like just making this instead, which is difficult. Let me give you one example of somebody who makes payments difficult, or where I've seen it, like add a capture, right? People have seen captures before, right? But a lot of pages, I think, still have them, right? And like, I just want to give you money. I understand that you want to prevent people from testing your web page and testing false credit cards online. But I think there are better ways to do it than adding a capture, especially on, this is actually United's Wi-Fi, United, when you want to give your credit card to access the internet. Again, I don't think any bot's going to be on the plane itself testing credit cards. And yeah, right, you still have your capture down there. What's a really good idea? If you're going to use capture, maybe you can use Google's reCAPTCHA. It's a pretty cool thing. What it does is it centers your mouse clicks and directions and then tells you whether you're a robot. If not, you choose a bunch of photos down here just to prove that you're not a robot. So again, people are trying to pay you. Just like, I mean, if somebody really wants to pay you, just let them pay you. Another thing I really hate is asking users to register. But what's worse is asking users to register before purchasing. You guys have seen this, right? And you're like, hey, I want to just pay. I just want to give you money. Like, why do I need to like sign up for something? Again, some companies do this, but I think a better idea, right, something like Walmart, is to provide like a guest checkout. Allow a user to pay first, and then if they want to sign up, then you let them sign up. Crate & Barrel does the same thing here too. Another thing that I think merchants don't do is store their credit card info. So like United is a classic example here. On the airplane, like I just want to pay you. If you want me to sign up, right, United actually asks you to sign up, right, why don't you just store your credit card info in there? A lot of companies like Hotel Tonight actually does this really well. They store their credit card info. Again, you can see two payment methods down here. Store credit card info in there. And Uber, of course, is a really great example, that too, which is why you can just walk out of the cab. And then companies like Braintree, the way that we make it easy is we have a vault there that you can just store your credit card information on our servers and allow the user to check out really quickly. All right, time for another joke here. An American Express walks into a bar in Moscow. The bartender says, sorry, mate, you aren't allowed in here without a visa. Get it? I know it's really bad, but trust me, it's only 10 more minutes of this. You won't regret it. But this is one of my, let me move on to this is my number one pet peeve. Like, I really, really, really dislike this, okay? When credit card forms don't auto detect the credit card type. Seriously, as a payment geek, I think this is just like blasphemy. I'm like, you need to be able to do this. All right, so everyone in the credit card industry knows this. Every credit card number is made out of a few things here. The first thing is a major industry identifier, and then the issue identification number. With these numbers, right, it's not rocket science. You can actually determine the credit card type. Again, there's actually a Wikipedia article on it. Again, it's a blatant copy of Wikipedia. It tells you exactly what you need to know to auto-detect the credit card type. So you don't need to ask the user to select the credit card type. Like, you know which credit card type it is, right? I mean, just do it, right? Just really do it, right? What's a good idea, right? There are a ton of tools out there. Seriously, a ton of tools out there, right? If you're using jQuery, there's this tool out here. If you're using JavaScript, there's this tool out here. And again, in Braintree, you even have open source GitHub, JavaScript library, and any that can actually detect the credit card type in any language. You can tell just how passionate I am while solving this one small issue. Another joke here. All right, a credit card form walks into a bar. He tries to pick up someone at the bar. They turn him down. The credit card form looks at the bartender and says, well, this is awkward. Normally, I'm the one who declines. I know, not my best joke. But I'm trying, right? There's only so many jokes you can make out with a credit card form walks into a bar. Right, so CVC, CID, right? I think a lot of people who pay online know where the credit card, the CVC, CID is. But again, a lot of times you see on web pages, it's like this eyesore of a chart telling people what to look, right? Like, I think this is crazy, right? And then worse still, sometimes you have these charts where like the bubbles don't even line up with where the location is. I mean, I don't think anyone really has time to read this, right? Or at worst still, you need to localize it, right? But really, all you need to do is to communicate to them that, hey, you know what, it's a MasterCard, Visa, CVC, where it is, and again, it's American Express CID on the front of the card, CVC, MasterCard, Visa. I mean, you guys all know all this. You guys pay stuff online. But let me show you what's a really neat idea on how to do this, actually. There's a few cool examples that will make it almost fun for the user to pay for it, right? Let me show you one example here. So this is one I think is really neat, right? So as you can see, as a user types in the credit card number here, right, you see it transform, right, to a Visa type, and then the CVC will just flip to the back like that, so they know exactly where it is, right? This makes it so much more fun and enjoyable. Again, if this one here, this is another library, open source library that you can use. Not my real credit card number, by the way, but you can type that in and click to the other side. So again, like, without any explanation or just a few diagrams, and as the user is entering the credit card, you can tell them where their CVC or CID is, right? Just making like really fun in a way for the user. Okay, so I've showed you this example, one of my favorite examples, and this one. All right, a credit card form walks into a bar. The bartender says, why do you keep coming in here day after day? The credit card form looks at him miserably and says, I'm just looking for some validation. Right, okay. Anyway, why I like to tell this joke is because this thing really geeks me out here, right? Not validating the credit card field online. So again, any payment geek loves this. Like, this is so awesome. I just love it. I love telling my friends at the bar about this thing called the LUN algorithm. Does anyone know this thing, LUN algorithm? Right, great. It's just amazing. Or payment geeks, this is like the secret sauce and formula that you're like, we can do this to any credit card. So every credit card number, you can take this. Again, this is a great bar trick. You go to your friend and grab their credit card, and you can tell them that, hey, you know what? I can do this on your credit card. Again, so every credit card number, what I'm really talking about is the last digit is called our check digit. It actually verifies that it's a correct credit card number. So you can take any credit card number. This is my boss's credit card number, by the way. But you can take a credit card number, and what you do is you flip it, right? So again, the 4 in the beginning became the 4 at the back. The 4 at the end became the 9. Sorry, the 9 in the end became the 9 in the beginning. So you just flip the number, right? And then what you do is you double every second digit. So you see 9, 1, 1 became 2, and then the end, right, 4 became 8. So every second digit, I doubled it, right? And then all I do is I add the numbers, right? I add the numbers, and then I just make sure that it's divisible by 10. So again, you can do it to any credit card in the world. Isn't this crazy? Like, that's just crazy. No, I'm just a payment geek. But I think it's amazing. But the reason why it's so amazing, right, to someone like me, right, is that what that means is that you can actually verify the credit card number on the client side, right? So before sending the credit card number to the user, again, this is a really good example that Amazon does really well, right? As I'm entering the credit card number, right? And then when I hit add your card, before it sends it to the server, it actually tells you that the credit card number is wrong. Again, not everyone has a number like 4 or a ton of ones, but sometimes people just enter the credit card number wrongly. So before, you don't even need to send it to the server, you can actually verify that credit card number inline. Yeah, we actually have an open source library that does that too. What's another one? Not limiting the number of digits. So every credit card number has a certain number of digits, American Express 15, Visa 13 or 16. And you can actually limit the number of digits just so that it makes it easier. And I'll show you an example later on how it makes it easier for people to enter in the credit card number. Actually, I'm going to show you here on my phone right here of a great example that does it. And the example that I'm going to show you, right, is actually Uber. All right, you can switch to the phone or the camera right here. All right, love it. Got this awesome guy at the back here. Thank you. So again, so you can see, look, this is Uber's example. I think it's beautiful, right? As I type in 4111, so now imagine the great thing about it here, a few things. It auto-detects the credit card type. It spaces out the digits correctly, and then it knows when I've reached the last digit, and then changes to the month and the year, right? And the CVV. So you imagine I'm on my phone, I can do it with just one hand. And then, of course, the other thing it does really well is actually does the LUN algorithm, so it checks to see that whether it's right or wrong. Again, beautiful, beautiful UI. Can we switch back to the computer right here? Switch back to my PC. Yep, okay, great. So I'll show you another one that we actually came up with, and that makes it really simple to do this here too. This is our own credit card UI here. And then we do the same thing too. We auto-detect. Again, this is a few lines of JavaScript that you can insert to your page. We auto-detect the credit card type, and we do a LUN verification on the client side too. So again, you've got a mobile example, and you've got like a client-side JavaScript example right here that does all those things which I talked about. All right, so let's move on. Okay, this is really, 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 please, if you're going to take away anything at all, take away this one, not showing appropriate keyboard layouts. I'm sure you guys have seen it, right? So you're entering your credit card number on your phone, right? But you know that a credit card number is a numerical keyboard. So what is it? What do people force you to do? They force you to like show you the text keyboard, and then you have to switch to the numerical keyboard, right? Isn't it just like painful, right? I mean, it's terrible, right? Well, there's easier ways to do it, right? I mean, you have a numerical keyboard, which is a telephone number keyboard. We're all used to that. Just show them that, right? Some companies, what they do is in the credit card number, they show the numerical keyboard, and then the credit card security code, which is a numerical keyboard, they don't do it either, right? Right? If you already know how to do it for all of them. But again, if you're going to take away one thing, take away this. It's super simple. There's this thing called mobile input types. Again, very simple. There's a whole web page on it. But again, if you want an email keyboard, you type in input type email. But if you want a telephone keyboard, just type in input type telephone. So again, you can go back, tell your web developer that this is super, super, super simple, and will save a ton of frustration to do. Really, 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 please, just take this away, right? So again, a lot of people make it difficult to enter the credit card info on a mobile device. What's a good idea? I showed you Uber, but better yet, there are a ton of libraries that allow you to scan the credit card info, right? Just take a photo of it, and better yet, I know this is not really, you can't really see it in action, but this is actually a website. So a website, if you type in that the input field actually is credit card number or input name equals a card number, actually auto detects that as a credit card type, and then you can scan it in. You can see, you hit that button there, scan credit card, and it'll scan the card number. It will show you a page where you can actually take a photo or scan your card number in. All right, taking the next level. Again, I think what I want to move forward is with, let me explain. You know, one thing that I'm really passionate about is payments, you can see, but I'm passionate about people taking it to the next level, even at a higher, even better than what I've seen before. Anyone can guess what this chart is here? It's like, oh boy, no, it's actually, okay, I'll show you. It's actually a growth of selfie sticks over time. And the reason why I talk about this is like mobile's on the rise, right? But we haven't really, I mean, you can tell, right? Selfie sticks on the rise, of course, mobile's on the rise, but we haven't figured out a way how to make it easier for people to pay online. But I think a lot of companies are actually changing the way this works. One thing, Dorothy, right? Let me show you a better example. Starbucks, right? What they're trying to do right now is before you even reach your coffee stand or where you're buying coffee, right? They immediately know your location, and before you even reach your favorite coffee place, they already have your coffee ready for you. Or something like Reserve, where you can actually reserve the dinner bill and then pay for the dinner bill all within the app itself. Sorry, the reason I'm rushing through this is we're almost running out of time, and I want to save time for my last joke here. A credit card walks into a bar. Excuse me, the bartender says, I haven't seen you in a while. The credit card looks at him and says, yeah, I had to go to jail. I was charged with bad humor. Anyway, that's the last of my jokes. Justin Wu, ju@paper.com. That's my Twitter. And if you have any questions or you just want to hear more bad jokes, give me a ring. All right, thank you.